Hello Internet, and welcome to my first unboxing video. Please do bear with me as it is my first unboxing, and I'm pretty much just winging it. The item we are unboxing is the First4Figures Vyse exclusive. This is my first time ordering through First4. I had some weird shipping things going on with it. My biggest issue being that when it came up and it said it was approved, it didn't say shipped anywhere and didn't list a tracking or anything. And like a week to 2 weeks later, somewhere in there, it suddenly said completed/shipped. And then I got an email saying that it was shipped. And lo and behold, it was actually at the P.O. box at that point. So I would highly recommend, if you order through them, or when you do, depending on if they have something of your particular interest, that you, when it says approved and it says you've been charged, that you get a hold of them with your order number and ask for a shipping or a tracking number, because they charge like a pretty hefty amount for shipping, which, I mean, granted, it's a big item, so I don't blame them, but the tracking is something I personally like having when I'm getting something in the mail, especially something of this value. So let's get right on into opening this sucker up. Okay, I'm going to note here that they actually did a really good job on the cornering. This helps keep it very secure in the box, so I'm not at all displeased with their shipping at all. Or at least the packaging, I should say. It's got some pretty nice foam cornerings here to keep it in place, which is nice. And this is actually a huge statue, too. This thing's like 17 inches tall, and I've got actually a spot right up there cleared off for it already. Had that been waiting for it for a couple months now. Oh, wow. So the first thing you're going to get to see when you open this sucker is the shipping box. You're going to see this awesome setup here of the logo, the title, and the classic covering. I mean, I love this font. Let's see if I can't get this out of the box. Oh wow, look at that thing. This thing is big. So you gotta admire the attention to detail here, even in the package. I mean, they went through and they took the Sega's actual emblem and everything for the game, and just popped right on the top and got it on the sides. It's all over the place. If you're anything like me, you would argue that Skies of Arcadia is one of the I don't want to say lesser appreciated, because those that know it do appreciate it. And many people would even consider it to be their favorite RPG of all time in some cases. I would definitely say it's a contender for the generation. And by that generation, I'm referring to the, excuse me, the 64-bit era. The PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, GameCube, and Xbox original. I think it's one of the best games of that era, just in general. I mean, it's very lighthearted, very fun, enjoyable characters, interesting combat that's really easy to get into, and fun character designs, actually. I really like Vyse's design in general. I mean, it's simple yet elegant in so many ways, and I'm hoping the figure that's actually in here stands out just as well as the picture they've got here on the box, because, I mean, from everything I've seen picture-wise, this statue is absolutely phenomenal. Oh. And then you've got the Blue Rogue insignia here on the inner flaps. That's really, really nice to see. I love that symbol. I think it goes without saying that your item is very well packed. And what? Okay, this is also, I don't know if I already mentioned this. I probably did. This is my first time ordering through First4, and So to register your officially licensed product and obtain the full benefit, please go to our website at First4Figures.com. Go to Authenticate section, where you can enter your product number, which is found on the underside of the base. The authenticity code can be found on the reverse side of this card, which would be pretty much how they would do your like credit card number or debit card number, that kind of thing. So, keeping this with me like at all times. This is frickin' awesome. So, and actually, I don't know if you can see the detail in here, but even on the styrofoam, they have like a raised etching into the styrofoam of the Skies of Arcadia logo on this end here. It says Vyse up here in First 4. And then on the reverse side, they've got a full etching of the figure, which is pretty awesome. So far the packaging is actually very well designed, and very well protecting of the figure too, which is really nice. Let's see where I missed cutting tape. There we go. Moment of truth. Getting the actual figure out of here. Wow. It's actually a bit bigger than I expected, too. I don't know why I expected it to be smaller. I guess I just thought it was going to be a taller flagpole rather than a figure itself, but the figure in here is actually pretty big. Figure itself's at least a foot tall, I'd say. Just by looking at it. So we're going to pull out the base first, since this is the heaviest piece, my gosh. And down here on the bottom, we've got the number, which my particular number is 232 on here. I never like seeing the Made in China thing on the bottom of anything, but I mean, still looking at this, it looks gorgeous from my perspective here. We've got handwritten the number actually. So, a very cool base. And now, this is interesting because you wouldn't expect necessarily for them to have a cloth flag, but I think it's the best thing they probably could have done for this, because it makes it feel more authentic. I'm kind of afraid here because it looks like it's supposed to be glued on or something. And I can't really tell if it's just supposed to be that corner in there, or if it was supposed to be this whole thing, or if this is supposed to be able to separate from here. I'm kind of afraid to play with it because there's a gap there. I don't know if you can see it, but right in here. So, kind of unnerved a little bit on that, but I mean, it really brings to life that this is a flag. It doesn't, like it, I mean, come on, it moves. Now, I would question if that actually is supposed to sit in there a particular way, because I'm a dunce. Come on. Whatever. Figure that out here in a second. Let's move on to Vyse himself, which Vyse himself only has one arm permanently attached, and that being because of this being the exclusive variant. Now, to get a nice little look here, you've got pretty much everything is spot on. I mean, I have to give it to the sculptor on this. He nailed Vyse, I think. I mean, the artwork you see on the cover of Skies of Arcadia Legends particularly really makes him stand out. Makes it really easy to see what he's supposed to look like, because you've got him in a fighting pose, and that kind of speaks a little bit more to the character. He's a pirate. Come on. But more than that, just everything about this, I just love the way it's crafted, and it's First 4 Figures. It's not a cheap piece of plastic. I mean, this thing feels pretty darn heavy for being, you know, what many would expect to be a PVC statue. And even if it is PVC or whatever this material is, I'd actually have to look. It's not hollow. This is dense. So I commend the sculptor on this one. He nailed the character. He really captured Vyse's confidence, not cockiness, his confidence in the way they've got that smirk going for him. And with his pose, it's relaxed yet still very solid. I'm really digging it. The regular arm for Vyse has his arm at his side. You know, showing that he kind of like he's captured this point kind of deal. More like, you know, check it out, I'm claiming this area, is really what it says. It just says I claimed this. This is mine now. But the part that makes this exclusive, the exclusive variant, is you've got his arm with his signature cutlass, which they even have a hook at the end here to kind of help signify the pirate aspect of it. And you've got the blue blade here, which I don't even remember if it's blue at the start or on the cover of Legends or not, but it's crafted very nicely, and it feels like a different material. It's actually not solid. It's translucent, just like the blade was in the game. And having him with the cutlass out, I feel, really claims that he captured this point, that he fought and took this area, and he has that stance of confidence to say, I've got it, and you're not getting it back. And that really adds to, I think, the whole feel of the statue. I think the exclusive way is the only way when it comes to this, simply because you've got the extra accessory here. It really brings the piece together, I feel. Just let's get everything attached here. Oh, and it's magnetic. So it just grabs and goes right in, and it's seamless. I mean, it looks like it's just a part of the statue. That's fantastic. So I could easily switch out and do the hand to the side. So actually, I kind of want to see how well that lines up with his hand on his side. Oh, that's interesting. So you can position it differently. Huh. So it fits in just fine like this. Almost like he's saying, hello, check me out. His hand perfectly gets on his side. That's fantastic. It works so well either way. So let's go ahead and take off his arm that just says I'm here, and put on the arm that says this is mine. Okay, I see. So it's not supposed to clip in place. It's supposed to just sit there in that little opening. So here we've got Vyse actually just holding it, and I don't know, but well, minor imperfection there on one of the hands. It looks like some of the paint might have chipped a little bit, but I'm not too concerned about that. The figure as a whole, I think, is fantastic. I can't wait to put this up on the mantle, and before I do that, of course, I'm going to make sure you all get a much closer and more in-depth look at this Vyse First 4 exclusive figure.